Hey, hello my friends, welcome back to another episode. Today I want to share with you 4 mistakes you may be making when trying to make prints of your art for sale, or maybe mistakes that you have done in the past that you want to avoid. It's going to be really good, so don't go anywhere.
Resources, inspiring interviews, business practices, and practical advice to take your art career to the next level. Join Sergio Gomez in today's Artist Next Level and get ready to take control of your career.
Well, my friends, welcome back. Like I said at the beginning, I want to talk to you about the 4 biggest mistakes that I see artists making, when trying to sell prints or reproductions of their art, either on their website or on social media. And these are mistakes that I have made myself and I have also corrected, and I want to make sure that you do the same as well. So in this video, we're going to look at each one of them, what to do about them. So it's going to be really good because I don't want you to make those 4 mistakes. Those are no-nos. So this video is going to help you out. And, I talk about this because I just launched and I just opened the doors for my brand new challenge, which is called Mastering Prints Sales for Artists, in which I talk about from A to Z, everything on what you need to do to prepare, to pick the right printers, to pick the right marketing, to pick the right pricing options, so that you can really make a income stream or an income source from your prints. We all have art that we have created over the years that maybe you have sold or it's out in the world, or maybe some of those pieces may still be in your studio, and you could be making money out of that. You could make an income stream out of the work, out of the art that you have done in the past, because it's still yours. You own that image. So you spend hours and hours and hours creating that art. Maybe you have sold a particular piece, and that's a piece that a lot of people love. Why not continue making that available to other people through, reproductions of your art? And these 4 mistakes are mistakes that artists often make, when releasing their prints or when trying to create an income stream, with their art. So I don't want you to make these mistakes. So let's go one by one. Let's talk about them and let's figure out what we can do to fix them. So let's talk about the first one, mistake number 1. The mistake number 1 that most artists make when trying to sell prints online of their art is not defining your target audience. Yes, not defining your target audience. Most artists, most of us, we think, my art is for everyone, right? I make it for everyone, so everyone should like it. Everybody should love it. Everybody should buy it. Well, it doesn't happen that way, and it took some time for me to understand that my own art is not for everyone. Right? Not all collectors like my art, not everyone likes my art, and that is fine, that is okay. And actually that is a good thing, because you are able to find the people that resonate with the work that you do, with your ideas, and those are the people who are going to purchase from you, love your art, want to follow you on social media, going to be excited, when you release, for example, a print or a reproduction of, one of their favorite pieces that maybe they cannot afford, maybe they cannot put in their home because it's too big or it's too expensive or whatnot. You give them an opportunity. And the problem with not finding your target audience is that when you are going out, trying to sell your art and particularly your prints, you're just being too general. You are, shooting arrows at every direction instead of trying to target, and trying to hit that particular target. So it's so important to do this. And one way in which in the challenge, for example, we're going to work really hard about, finding our audience. And one of the many ways we're going to do it is to thinking about what we're going to say about our prints, how we're going to release them to the public so that, they attract the right audience, so they attract the right person. This idea of going to find your ideal target audience is not that you're going to go and ask everyone, hey, are you my audience? Hey, are you my audience? No, you don't do that, right? It's impossible to do that to every single person that you meet or that people see you on social media or visit your website. It's all about what you say. It's all about the things that you do and the context that you give to your content, to the things that you do, the way you talk about your art, your prints, that is going to be kind of like a net that when you go fishing, then that net is going to catch a specific fish that are on that particular part of the ocean or pond, right? Because that's where that type of fish is at. And that's exactly how we're going to do it. right? We got to find, the right words that resonate with the right audience, so that that audience, when they see your art, they're like, oh, I get it, I love it, right? And people who do not align to what you're saying, it's just going to pass them by, and that is okay. That's not your fish, right? That's not what you're trying to catch. So, this one is super important. Not defining your target audience is something that a lot of artists don't do, and therefore, they make this huge mistake. And again, these are all mistakes that I did at the beginning, right? Because I saw, making prints of my art. Here I have a couple really good samples, many that I have done in the past. And at the beginning, I thought, the print is just a cheaper version of a bigger piece, and that's how I saw it. I saw it as a transactional item, but it's not that, right? That image still has so much value as an image that can resonate with a lot of people, and that's what we want to do in order to find our target audience. And in the challenge, we're going to dive deep into that subject and help you out with that. So, you're watching this video right now, do this as a check mark. Am I targeting my right audience, when I'm working with my prints? All right, let's talk about the mistake number 2 that most artists make when trying to sell their prints online or on social media, and they're not selling. And that could be because maybe you have poor quality prints, or poor information, or poor presentation. It's poor in some way. Either the actual print, and sometimes, the actual print may be poor in quality, it's maybe blurry, maybe the image is not the best. And it may look amazing on the screen, but when somebody buys it and gets it in their hands, instead of being like, oh wow, this is amazing, it's like, oh wow, it's not what they expected, right? So all this work that you did to market the print, to talk about the print, and by the time somebody gets it in their home, it's kind of a disappointment. It's a letdown. You don't want that to happen to your beautiful, amazing work, right? To your beautiful print. So you gotta be very careful as far as the quality of your image, as far as the quality of the printer that you're using, either if you're printing it yourself, or you're using a service provider locally, or an online service, which there are many of them. And in the challenge, we're going to look at each and every type of way of making prints, to making sure that you have the best quality, how to create amazing prints, and even with your cell phone. Actually, in the challenge, I'm going to tell you how, for example, this print that you see here, 11 by 17, actually, I took the photo with my phone, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And the quality is still amazing, amazing, amazing. And I have done tests where I compare the image that I take with my phone and also with an SLR camera. Of course, it always depends on the size of your print. But there are today available technologies for you as an artist that allow you to use your phone and stitch, various images into a single high-res photo. And, that is really, really awesome. We're going to talk about that. But, poor quality prints, is a mistake that sometimes artists make, which might not affect the beginning sale, the first sale of the print, but it will prevent that person from buying from you again. Why would they buy from you again when the experience was not that great, when what they received is not exactly what they expected? So yeah, you sold that print. However, they're not going to buy again from you, right? Remember, you are one of thousands of other artists who offer amazing, amazing prints. So poor quality prints, or poor information, again, or this mistake number 2 is all about the poor something, right? Poor quality or poor information, poor presentation. Poor information, I mean that I often go to websites where artists are selling prints and doesn't give me a whole lot of information about the image, about the ideas that you're conveying, about the print itself, the quality, the materials, nothing, just a print, title, and then the size and the buy now button. It doesn't make me excited. It doesn't provide me enough information to know what am I going to get. Or, poor presentation. Again, in the website, not really showing really nice images that make me excited for purchasing this print. Again, right, presentation is so important, so important. This is a big mistake that a lot of artists make, whether you are, showing them on your website or on social media or on print form, where your presentation is just doesn't give justice to the amazing print that you may have available. So that's a big mistake that I made at the beginning. I did what a lot of artists did: went online, had a print for sale, had the image, put a couple words about it, put a price point. No wonder nobody was buying. Right? It's until I took the time to really work at this that I start selling more prints. So definitely a mistake that you don't want to make, and in the challenge we're going to make sure you don't make these mistakes. There's nothing that's going to be poor. Everything's going to be high quality, high presentation, high level of information that we can provide to our customers, to our collectors. All right, let's go to the third mistake that most artists make when trying to sell prints online or in person, and they're not selling, right? It's not working. Well, that mistake may be that you have ineffective price strategy or lack of scarcity, right? They are all connected. Both of those things are connected. Either your pricing is not right, or you're just not having enough scarcity, where you know how it works, right? You see something online that you like, oh, I love that. Let's say you are promoting a beautiful print that you have, like for example, I have this one that also has augmented reality, so it provides an added experience for the buyer. But you see it online, like, oh, Sergio, that's an awesome print, but I'm gonna get it later, right? I'm gonna get it, next time I remember. So if there's no scarcity, if there's no really giving your audience an opportunity to buy them now, to make the jump, to take action soon rather than tomorrow, you're going to lose that sale. So making scarcity is super important, different ways of you can do it. And in the challenge we're going to talk about all kinds of different ways in which scarcity can be built in within your print offers, and you put them in autopilot, right? It's not that you have to go every day into your social media and, hey, buy it now, it's going to be gone tomorrow. That's not necessarily what you have to do. Everything that we are talking about here are things that you can put also in autopilot, in automation, in a way so that your prints can continue selling over time, even while you are doing something else, even while you are on vacation, for example. So that's what you want to do. And ineffective price strategy is also attached to that lack of scarcity. Sometimes your prices may be too high or maybe too low. And again, pricing is a long conversation. It all depends what is it that you're selling, what type of prints, are they open edition, are they limited edition, how big is the edition, are they on canvas, are they on paper, what kind of paper, what kind of canvas, are they framed, are they on frame, how do they compare to other artists, who may be doing similar things as you are, for example, if you're a photographer or a painter or an illustrator, and other people who may be selling similar things. So all these things matter, and in the challenge we're going to talk about them so that you can come out with a strategy for your pricing. And everything is testing. At the end of the day, it's testing. You have to test your market. You have to test kind of what it works. You have to test the response of the people so you can continue adjusting. It's never like, you hit the right price point right away on the first try. It may happen, right? It may happen, but sometimes you have to adjust. Then your second release or your second collection, you make some adjustments. Like, what, my prices are too low, or maybe they are too high. Sometimes artists think like, well, I'm gonna make them super low so a lot of people buy. Well, also when something is priced too low, it doesn't feel special, doesn't feel appreciated, doesn't feel like it's something that has value, that's unique, because it's too cheap, right? It was too cheap. So, you have to also build that value into your work by the pricing that you put on it, and also by the scarcity that you attach to that pricing. So mistake number 3 is one that definitely you do not want to make. And let's go to mistake number 4, which is also very important, the last one. Mistake number 4, why many artists fail at selling prints of their work, reproductions of their work online or in social media, is because you lack coherent marketing strategies. Yes, you lack a coherent marketing strategies for your prints, right? For this new product or that you want to make available to people, to your audience. And again, I've been guilty of all these 4 at some point, which I have fixed all those. And when those things were fixed, then the results were amazing. So this is what happens often, right? An artist says, you know what, I saw such and such people making, or other artists making prints, I'm gonna make my own. So they go out, they create their online shop, and they put their prints on, they post it 3 or 4 times, they send an email, and then they may get like 3 or 4 sales, the first day, and that's it, right? There's no more. There's no more activity. Nothing else is happening. It's because the strategy that they have for marketing is not a good one, right? Or it's not working. Remember that you are an artist in a sea of artists with everybody has access to it today in social media, right? When somebody opens their app, either TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever, there's their choice. And if somebody who loves art, probably you're not the only artist that they follow. They probably follow many other artists, and you are one of them, which will be there, on one of those quick swipes. So to break into attention of the viewer, to really grab the attention of the person on the other side is difficult in the world of today. It has always been difficult, but I believe that today is even more difficult because of the quantity of content that's out there, the quantity of artists, creators that are putting content just about every day, every second of the day in social media is very difficult. So you make a post and you think, oh, everybody saw it. Everybody knows now that I have this amazing, beautiful print that I just released, and I want everybody to know about it. So I just posted it. Now in your mind, like, the whole world knows. All my 500, 5,000, 50,000 followers already know it because I posted it. I clicked, it's there, and I had a few likes and a few comments, so everybody knows. Well, the reality, my friend, as I've always said, just because you posted it once doesn't mean everybody saw it. And in fact, if you look at the statistics of how many people see a post, typically of your own audience, about 10, 15, on a good day, 20% of your audience will actually see that post. So if you have 1,000 followers, only 200 saw it, your announcement about this amazing print that you just released or this amazing collection. You got about 800 of them who have no clue, no idea of what you just released. But in your mind, you checked it, I've done my marketing, everybody knows it, and I'm just waiting for the sales to come, on my email. And unfortunately, the reality sinks in, a few days later when you realize, only one or two sales have come in. And that's because you didn't know how to bring attention to what you were doing, and you were not able to repeat, that message in different ways. So, in the challenge, in the Mastering Print Sales for Artists Challenge, we're going to talk about all kinds of ways of breaking through that noise. Actually, I have a full strategy for you specifically for prints that I have used, and all the artists that I have taught that strategy have used, and works really, really well. It's a strategy specific for prints, because the way you also talk about prints is different than the way I would talk about my original paintings, like one that is in progress that you see behind me. It's one that I'm working on right now. So, the way I would talk about that, it would be quite different as the way I would talk about a print. So, we have to, even the way I would show them in social media is quite different. And not only the way I talk about it, but the way I show them, the way I release them, the way I, do demonstrations with them, right? To make people excited. So the whole point of your marketing strategy is to make people excited. Think about when a big brand, let's say when Apple is about to release a new phone or a new computer, a new something, they make a big deal about it, right? There's a big noise, there's excitement in the air for Apple lovers, to know about the next new product. So in the same way, a lot of artists just make the print, put it on their website, announce it with a couple of posts on social media, and if you're not excited, why would anybody else be excited, right? If you don't show that excitement, why would anybody else care? Again, because the options are endless in the world of today, right? So, also at the same token, we're not talking about making a marketing strategy that's going to be so overwhelming for you, like, Sergio, when am I going to get time to paint in my studio? No, the idea is to do something that could be repeated, that you could also figure out how it works, so that then you can just repeat it every time you release new prints. And it doesn't take that much time to what you may already be doing, because it's strategic, right? It's a marketing strategy. It's not just random postings. It's a strategy. When you understand the strategy, when the strategy works, you just repeat the same strategy over and over because it works, and you just tweak it as you go. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the challenge. So my friend, these are the 4 things. Let's review it really quickly. So I don't want you to make these 4 mistakes. Mistake number 1, that artists make when trying to sell prints online or reproductions of their work is not defining your target audience. Big mistake. Mistake number 2, poor quality of prints or poor information or poor presentation. Number 2, important. Mistake number 3, ineffective pricing strategy or lack of scarcity. Again, super important is to fix this mistake. Number 4, lacking of coherent marketing strategy. So, these are really, really big mistakes that I have made and that many artists have made. I'm sure that perhaps if you try to sell prints before and maybe you have been being successful because you're making perhaps one of these 4 mistakes. And perhaps you don't even know it. Maybe you're making one of these mistakes and you don't even know it. So, the challenge that we're going to do, the Mastering Print Sales for Artists Challenge, is going to help you out to identify the mistakes and fix them. And who's the challenge for? The challenge is open for any artist at any levels, even if you are an emerging artist or you are a well-established artist and you want to, create a really good, strategy for making sales available of your art for people who already know you or, new collectors, new buyers, who may be out there who kind of like your art, but they're not ready to buy the original, right? Buying the print is an amazing first step for them, right? And it's something that you as an artist in the world of today, you cannot leave behind, you cannot ignore, because, making prints of your work, let's say 10 years ago, it was difficult, it was expensive, it was hard to do. Today, it's easy. Today is easy. The options are endless. The companies who do amazing printing are endless. The technology that you have to make amazing photographs of your art are, available to you, and the audience is there. And you have social media and marketing, emails, and so on to get in front of that audience. So there's no reason why any artist would say, this is not for me. I'm not ready for it. So if you have art that you love, that other people have loved in the past, then you got what you need, right? You are ready to do this. And I will show you how to do it. So again, it's open to any artist, anywhere in the world that you may want to participate. Of course, all the information that we covered, you have to adjust it and adapt it to where you are in the world, right? Who you are as an artist, what type of art you make. To make it contextual to where you are, and we'll talk about those things. And what's beautiful about the challenge is that we have also a community. The challenge happens inside the Art Next Level program, which is my coaching program, where my other coaches and I were there for you. So as you go through the challenge, if you have questions, if you want to know what all the artists are doing, or have done in the past, you have a community that you can access. It's a private community. It's not a Facebook group. It's a private community that we have in a different platform. That is only dedicated to the program. You can ask questions there, you can share your art, you can share your prints, you can share what you're doing, you can ask questions. Every Thursday we do live Q&A where I go or one of our coaches goes there, and also we answer questions that you may have on anything related to your art career. And particularly if you're doing the Prints Challenge, we can help you out as well. Let's say you have a question on, hey guys, I have these 2-3 ideas, what do you think? So, we can help you out, brainstorm those things so that, you can successfully create and make this part of your art career from this point forward. So anyone can do it. You're more than welcome to join, and it's going to be amazing. The way you join the challenge is at theartistnextlevel.com/prints. Again, theartistnextlevel.com/prints. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video here in YouTube. Or if you're listening to the podcast, just go to theartistnextlevel.com/prints, and you will find all information there. You can sign up. The challenge, you can do it live as it releases, which starts on March 11th. However, if you're watching this video later, or if you're listening to this video at a later time, you can still take the challenge because every session gets recorded. So basically, the challenge begins the moment you sign up. The moment you sign up, that's when you start the challenge. And you'll start having access. How long is the challenge? The challenge is 4 weeks. Yes, the challenge is 4 weeks. And we have usually a bonus after each challenge. So we will probably have a really awesome bonus where we usually invite a guest, who can also help us, to bring more light into this. And so, definitely you don't want to miss that. So to be part of the challenge, again, just go to our website. Hope to see you there. There's no reason why in 2024 or 2025, whenever you're watching this or listen to this, you should not really consider this as one of the options that you have to really make your art career more sustainable, right? In order to make your art career more sustainable for the future, you need to have different income sources, different income streams. Yeah, selling your art is one, but that shouldn't be the only one. There are tons of options. In my art career, I actually have 10, yes, you heard it right, 10 different income sources of income streams that for my art, for me as the artist. So you can do it too. You can start with one, additional to selling your art, which is the easiest one to start, is making reproductions of your most loved works from the past that you can make available to more people.
Check out our website at www.theartistnextlevel.com, where you will find our podcast library, learn about our upcoming webinars, find resources relevant to your career, and much more. Thanks for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you at the next level.